Hey, so today I was thinking about beginner's luck, and I have no idea where this is gonna go, but if I've put it up, then it hit. So if you're watching this, listen up. Beginner's luck. What is the difference between beginner's luck and the experienced person who is not experiencing the luck that the beginner's experiencing? What do you think it's about? What I think it's about is that a beginner is not holding the blockages, the emotional blockages, and the mental blockages that an experienced person is conditioned to carry. I'm going to explain to you what I mean by this, but know that the point here is that the experienced person does not need to carry those blockages just because they're experienced. It is trained into them. It is conditioned. They do not need to carry those same blockages. So here's how the two different stories play out. The beginner doesn't feel they have to measure up to anything. The beginner isn't feeling imposter syndrome. The beginner may just feel like they're an imposter. The difference here is they don't have a resistance to the imposter feeling in them, because if anyone asks them, do you even know what you're doing? They can be like, no, I'm a beginner. And the person will be like, oh. So there's no expectation for them to do an amazing job. And most importantly, there's no expectation from the beginner for the beginner to do an amazing job. So they can more easily get into the flow state. They can more easily receive the information that's coming through them. They can let the luck flow through them. This you can call the energy of the creator. Some of you might want to call it the Holy Spirit. Some of you might just want to call it source. It doesn't matter what you call it, but it is an energy that is always flowing through us. And when you are allowing yourself to be in your state of flow and not blocking yourself with negative beliefs, thoughts, feelings, whatever, that energy can flow through you. It comes out in the form of creativity and manifestation of like anything you need in the moment. That is how I see beginner's luck. What happens when the person becomes experienced is not that they just stop having that luck. That energy is still trying to flow through them. What blocks that energy from flowing through them, one big example is the belief that they're going to be judged if they are not good enough because they're now experienced. I'm going to focus in on this one example because I believe it to be the most important. They believe that they're expected to do well, and if they don't do well, they won't be respected, they won't be accepted. Maybe it shows up as they won't be loved. But most importantly, this is the important part. If they are not accepted, respected, or loved by others, it triggers the tendency in themselves to not respect, accept, or love themselves. Those who are already, let's say, a professional in their field or just experienced in any way, who can stay in that state of flow, who can seem like they're experiencing luck. Yes, they may be people who have practiced a lot, but what might be the most important thing that the practice has done for them is it's given them the confidence to not worry that they may not be good enough as a person. Most importantly, they get into the state of flow by trusting themselves. And in order to fully trust yourself with something, you have to allow yourself to make mistakes fully. Trust yourself. You have to be able to show up as who you are without feeling like you will be less of a person if you do not prove yourself to be something. So if you are blocking your own flow, in order to get back into your flow, what do you need to do? Start practicing sovereignty in your emotional experience so that the way you feel about yourself is not dependent on what other people think about how well you did or what you're doing. Now, for some, this may take some time. For some, this could be right now, knowing you are as you need to be right now and letting go of what other people may think about you. But most importantly, it is about letting go of the need to be good enough. Just knowing that you're good enough right now, trusting yourself as who you are right now, will get you into the flow that you need to be in to experience what some may call luck. It's the flow you're in when you're creating and you're not thinking about anything. The last important point I want to make here is the beginner who is experiencing beginner's luck is experiencing imposter feelings or thoughts. The difference between the beginner and the experienced person who feels like an imposter is that the beginner is able to accept the feeling. The beginner doesn't feel like they need to not feel like an imposter. No one is perfect at anything they're doing. Everyone is an imposter. The difference is when you are allowed to let yourself be whatever level of imposter you feel you are. When you just don't think it matters. That's the person who taps into the flow state. Let go of needing to be good enough. You wouldn't be here if you weren't good enough. That one may not land for everyone, but if you know, you know. With that said, I love you, know you're good enough, accept yourself, trust yourself, and that will be that. Okay.